Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and this is Fireside Yankees Live. Obviously, there was a lot going on yesterday in particular, that being Dylan Cease heading to the San Diego Padres. He went to the Padres in a just two-team deal, a 1-for-4 swap. And yeah, so the Yankees obviously I didn't think the Yankees were ever going to get Dylan Cease. We kind of talked about in the last show, the fact that the Yankees – not that the Yankees didn't need Dylan Cease, the Yankees couldn't benefit from Dylan Cease, but the price tag for Dylan Cease seemed to be stuck on Spencer Jones, and that wasn't a price tag I felt was worth dealing for the New York Yankees. We'll wait and see. Time will tell if I'm right or wrong on that regard. But we appreciate you guys all stopping by and saying hello. That we have a lot to talk about in regards to rotation replacements, opening day projections, kind of looking at what the Yankees need off the bench if they're going to go out and get an external option, whether they're going to go into free agency or not, and so on and so forth. With that being said, though, let's get started looking at the chat. We've got, that's myself, but number one Yanks fan says, what's up? Python FN says, yay. I hope you guys are having a great night. And obviously, if you guys are not familiar with Fireside Yankees, you guys can check out Fireside Yankees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Obviously, if you guys are watching on the YouTube, you guys can like, comment, and subscribe and ask questions away on Twitter. I don't know if they give you that same feature, but if you guys are, able to comment, make sure you guys do it as well. And you're watching from Twitter, thank you guys for stopping by. Furthermore, you guys can also check out Fireside Bets. That's at Fireside Bets. It is a new platform for our betting content here at Empire Sports Media. You can go on TikTok, Instagram, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Fireside Bets. That's again at Fireside Bets. You guys can check that out. We've got a bunch of fun stuff for you guys coming out in the next few weeks. So we hope to keep you guys engaged with that stuff. And so, yeah, we have a pretty extensive show. We're going to talk about a lot. We're going to go for about an hour. I know that's an earlier start time, but I figured with the Knicks game, people probably would like to, go out and watch that game. I know there's a lot of New York sports fans, New York Knicks fans here. And I would certainly love to see, certainly love to catch that game as well. But with that being said, let's say hello to Brad. Brad, I hope you're having a good day, my man. Who gets the opener? We'll definitely talk about that. I'll get to that in a second, but not get to that in a second, because I'm going to get to that right now. I think it'll be Nestor Cortes, kind of looking at the rest days, looking at the guys who are probably going to be moved around, who can be moved around. I believe Nestor Cortes is the most logical option. Clark Schmidt could be an option, but I don't think he will be. Cortes, obviously a former All-Star, considered at least, before Gerrit Cole before Gerrit Cole got hurt, he was a 4. Now he's a 3. Obviously, you don't want to move Rodon and Stroman, their schedules around, because they're very regimented. You don't want to mess with pitchers' rest days because that could cause injury. So I think Cortes, he's the guy who makes the most sense. You can give him an extra rest day now and set him up for that opening day start. I actually think his stuff looks good. I know that a lot of people have been concerned with what he's done in spring training because the ERA doesn't look pretty. Don't listen to people who are paying attention to spring training results, spring training ERA, stuff of that nature. I don't want to sound dismissive of other opinions or other analysts or other waves or thought processes, but I do want you guys to understand that I just think it's so much different. I think that spring training results really have no bearing on my evaluation of a player. I just care about those underlying metrics. I care about the stuff for a pitcher, just kind of how they look, velocity, movement, stuff of that nature. And I think Cortes looks fine in that regard. Ultimately, we'll have to wait and see how he performs in the regular season, but I am confident in him to be a capable starter, and I think he's more than deserving of that opening day nod. Would you rather the Yankees sign Clevenger or over Lorenzen? So FG, first off, I'm going to open this Red Bull because I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. So, want to make sure I'm locked and loaded for this live stream. And we might go over an hour. Like, I'm saying an hour, but, I envision this being maybe an hour and a half feature, depending on if we get any news on Cole in the next hour. And I'd like to run for that. So with that being said, would I rather sign Clevenger over Lorenzen? From a baseball standpoint, I believe that Michael Lorenzen is a worse pitcher than Mike Clevenger. I think Mike Clevenger has slightly better stuff. I think there's a little bit more of an interesting repertoire there. But when you factor in that off-field kind of variable here, Mike Clevenger is just not somebody I would like the New York Yankees to bring in. I think that the off-field issues are not look, they're not something that the Yankees haven't looked at before, which is, rumored domestic abuse. And that's a tough conversation, obviously, to have from a baseball standpoint, because you were talking about ethics and morality, and those are not really things that you factor into a baseball conversation always. But I think from the standpoint of at least myself, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't bring in Mike Clevenger. I wouldn't want that in my clubhouse. I wouldn't want the Yankees to invite that into their clubhouse. Obviously, they had Chapman and her mom before, and they obviously had their issues with domestic disputes. But I don't think the Yankees should welcome in any more people of that background and of that ilk. I know that he was cleared of any charges, any wrongdoing, but they were pretty serious allegations, multiple allegations, and I doubt that it was a matter of he didn't do anything wrong. So, I don't like I can't publicly endorse the idea of bringing in Mike Clevenger. I don't think Michael Lorenzen's a better starter. I don't think the Yankees should sign Michael Lorenzen. If you ask me from just a baseball standpoint, would Mike Clevenger make this team better? He's certainly interesting. He has a good cutter, good changeup, good slider. Fastball's kind of awful, but you can just have him throw fewer fastballs. But yeah, as it pertains to the off-field stuff, that turns me off. And then also, he has to ramp up for the regular season. He is not ramped up. The Yankees would have to build him up, and that currently isn't something he's ready for. He's not built up. He's not built up to pitch on the opening day, most likely, because he's a free agent, and therefore the Yankees, even if they were to bring him in, he wouldn't be an instant help. That's the same case for Michael Lorenzen as well. It's why I'm fully against bringing in Lorenzen in the first place, because I don't think Lorenzen's going to be ready for opening day. It's signing a player to eat a roster spot when you're going to have to use somebody else anyways. And if you ask me who I'd like to use, it's Will Warren. If the Yankees are going to get have a fifth starter, they should promote Will Warren. They can put Gerrit Cole in the 60-day IL. They can put Oswald Peraza in the 60-day IL. They could, start DFAing people. They can do a lot of different things to open up 40-man space. And I think that Will Warren is the most talented pitcher in their organization. So I think that they are, I think the New York Yankees are a really, really, really have a really talented farm system. And I think that Will Warren's probably the most talented guy that's ready. Hampton's a little bit farther away. I think Warren, he's that guy. So, yeah. I like Solano. I think we should get him for a bench piece. I think Donovan Solano provides a lot of what the Yankees need off the bench. They just need somebody who can give them some steady offense in the case of injury. He can play first, second, third. I know he can't play shortstop, and Jack Curry has talked about the shortstop position. I wouldn't be stunned if the Yankees kind of pick up somebody we haven't even thought of. I think Bobby Malone threw this out there on Twitter. He mentioned Edmundo Sosa. I don't know if the Phillies would be willing to move Edmundo Sosa. I don't know exactly what the barometer is there. I don't know what the Phillies, how much they covet him. He seems like a pretty solid role player because of his defensive versatility. They have Whit Merrifield, who I guess could replace Edmundo Sosa. You kind of look at their depth. They have Derek Hall. Cody Clemens is another guy. I guess you could argue that I think it's that a former top prospect, Scott Kingery, right? Scott Kingery has kind of had a good spring training. Is he a guy that earns a spot on their 40-man roster? Maybe. They also have Weston Wilson. They have Jake Cave. They have options they could go to. I could totally see an Edmundo Sosa. And again, shout out Bobby Malone, because he was the person I saw tweet about that as an idea. And I think that would be kind of the perfect role player for the Yankees because he can play shortstop. And I think, again, Jack Curry mentioning a guy who plays short, that's Edmundo Sosa, right? I don't think Solano fits that role. But if you ask me personally, I think I'm willing to let Cabrera play shortstop if something goes awfully wrong, or you just call up Jorbit Vivas. He's played some shortstop in spring training, and then you bring in Donovan Solano, and Solano is your backup option if somebody gets hurt at first or third or second, or even if it's if let's say Glaber gets hurt, you can go, Solano at second. If DJ gets hurt, you put Solano at third. If Rizzo gets hurt, you could also put Solano at third or first, depending on where you move LeMahieu. So there are a lot of different things you can do. If Stanton is hurt, you can go Glaber at DH, and you can play Solano at second, LeMahieu at third, Rizzo at first, Volpe at short, and then go Verdugo, Judge, Soto left to right. Obviously, Wells and Trevino kind of splitting catching platoons, and you got Grisham in there as well, who had a pretty strong spring training, and I'm very interested by. But I think Solano just gives you a lot of options, and to me, that's really important. So, yeah. So I'm just going to take a sip of this. Stroh wants the home opener. He's hyped for that. Yeah, but I also think, I think he would love to be the opening day starter. There is something still magical about being the opening day starter. I don't think it's as magical now because teams are just going based off of who can pitch. But yeah, I think that there's certainly a magic to it. And I think Stroman would have loved that. I think he would have welcomed that with open arms. Don't understand Lorenzen rumors. Shouldn't make a move just to make a move. Beater, Warren. Yeah, I agree. Beater and Warren, those are my guys to kind of get. And Heel as well is in that conversation, but I think that they're going to build them up a little bit before they do that. Clevenger's cleared of all charges, even by tough MLB. I would argue MLB is not as tough as you would think on that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I saw an article in the New York Post saying Stroman's declining starting on opening day. It's not that he's I don't want to start on opening day. It's more of I don't know if I can get myself, I don't know if I can shift my schedule around in a way in terms of my pitching timeline to get myself ready for opening day because you just don't want him to get hurt. And I think it's totally fair for him to say, I don't think my body's going to be able to respond well. And I think that's the best way to look at it. So I think he should keep his routine. I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I'm not opposed to Stroman. I think it makes sense that Stroman's doing that. How's Lester look this spring? Do you think 2022 is an outlier? And was 2023 disappointing just because of injury or regression back to the mean of his ability? His fastball lost a little bit of ride. His cutter lost a little bit of vertical movement. His stuff just wasn't as sharp. Injuries kind of ate him up. Again, I don't think he'll ever be a 2022 version of himself. That's a 2.44 ERA. But I do think he'll be a solid player. I think he'll be a solid pitcher. I think he can give you, a good amount of strikeouts, a decent ERA. We'll wait and see. But yeah, I think that Nestor Cortes will end up being a pretty solid pitcher for the Yankees this year. I think he'll end up putting up a high 3 ERA. So yeah. Let's see. SMH, hey, is what it is. MLB would have banned him if there's a slight chance bad news. I disagree. Nestor Cortes being great would help Cole while Cole isn't available. Absolutely. The pressure on Rodon and Cortes is higher than it's ever been. So definitely agree there. Should the Yankees sign Snell for 1 year? They should, but I understand why they're not going to. Peraza, 60 IL. Cole, 60 IL. It all pops up weird from Twitter. I'm sorry, Matt. And add Warren to the 40-man, add Birdie to the 40-man. Yeah, I think that's what they do. So, yeah, I think Birdie will 100% make it. Warren, we'll wait and see. If Cole's out for 8 weeks, I don't think they're going to start Warren's service clock for 8 weeks. If Cole's out for the year, if Cole's out for, 10, 12, 14 weeks, you know what I mean? I guess it depends on Cole's timeline, but in my opinion, it should just be Warren regardless, because if your goal is to win as many games as possible this year, I think Will Warren gives you a better chance than the other guys. Why can't Luis Hill be considered as our new fifth starter? He's throwing absolute gas right now. From a stuff perspective, I think Luis Hill is about as talented as it gets. The issue is that he needs to be built up a little bit. He's got to ramp up. He missed some time, obviously, with Tommy John surgery the last 2 years. And the ability to get built up and get himself going again. I just think the New York Yankees need to be careful with him. They need to, they need to let him build up his innings. He hasn't pitched, 5-6 innings in an outing since 2022. It's been a year, 2 years almost. So I just think it's important for us to recognize that when we're talking about, why is a team not doing this? Why is a team not doing that? It's oftentimes in this, at least in Luis Severino's case, Luis Hill's case, I think it has something to do with injury. So yeah, I wouldn't mind Beater Heel tag team for rotation spot. What I will say is I wonder if the Yankees end up going with Cody Poteet and in their bullpen, or a Beater to be somebody to give them multiple innings in case their fifth starter can't. I think Poteet makes more sense for that role because I would like Beater to remain built up as a starting pitcher. Poteet, I like his stuff. He's interesting, but it's not as important for him to start games. If you have Poteet and Weaver in your bullpen, you have Birdie as well, because Matt showed 3 open spots. Let me open up the nice little depth chart for you guys, and I'll read out what Fangraphs has for their projected bullpen. If I could pull it up. There we go. Did I pull up the right one? Nope, roster resource. There we go. So All right. So the projected bullpen right now is Luke Weaver, Cody Poteet, Victor Gonzalez, Ron Marinaccio, Caleb Ferguson, Ian Hamilton, Jonathan Loaizaga, Clay Holmes. If you swap out Marinaccio and you put in Nick Birdie, I think that's what they should roll with. And then in the rotation, you should go. I guess Cortez is starting opening day, so Cortez, Rodon, Stroman, Schmidt, Warren. That works for me. Maybe Schmidt gets the opening day nod. I think that'd be pretty funny. But whatever it may be, I think that you just have to walk away with this, hoping that not Marinaccio, he's not making this team. Warren, that he can come up and be something, because I think he can be. I think he's a very capable starting pitcher. And then, of course, you need Rodon, Cortez, and Stroman to pitch the way they should be able to pitch. Stroman just has to repeat last year with a little bit more consistency. Obviously, you don't want an extended period of time with an 8 ERA, especially down the stretch. For Cortez, you just need him to be like a 3.8 ERA guy. And Rodon, Rodon's the guy who I think has the most pressure on him, because I think he has the highest upside here. He has a chance to truly be, an above average, like not just an above average starter, a great starting pitcher, like a great starting pitcher. And I hope he can live up to that again, because I was really encouraged by what he was in Chicago, in San Francisco. Can he put up that ridiculous ERA again? We'll see. If he can be a 3 ERA guy, wait and see. But yeah, hold on. I'm just checking news, because you guys are giving me a heart attack. This gave me a heart attack. I started checking Twitter, started slowing my voice. I was like, oh my God, don't do this to me. I don't look in regards to Gerrit Cole and Tommy John surgery. Take this just step for a second. We have to wait and see. They're in LA, so it's like 3:00 over there right now, or 4:00 almost right now. We'll wait and see. We don't know when we're going to get those results. The initial results show no tear of the UCL. There's cautious optimism that there won't be a tear of the UCL. There's cautious optimism that he won't be out for the entire year. Cautious optimism is cautious optimism. That's not a lock. But I think, if something reveals no tear in the UCL, I think you'll get him back at some point this year, and we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But I think he'll be gone for longer than 2 months. I think the 2-month deadline, that 1 to 2 month window, I think that's very, very optimistic. I'd be stunned if he's back by then. I'm being told the Yankees are going to trade the farm for Santiago Espinal and have a backup shortstop. So actually, Griffin, I hope you're still here. And you know what? I hope that this gets out to Blue Jays fans. Griffin, I want you to, if you're still here, comment something if you're still here. If you're not here, then I don't know if I'll just maybe tweet it. If you're here, please comment and let me know you're here before I answer this question, but I'll kind of move on a little bit. Okay, Griffin is here. Okay, Griffin, I would trade for Santiago Espinal if I was the New York Yankees. I 100% want the Yankees to trade for Santiago Espinal. I think it would really help this team. I think he'd be a nice bench piece. I don't think he would cost much. He can play shortstop. He can play third base. He can play second base. I would want the Yankees to get Santiago Espinal. He doesn't sound like he's going to cost much. He had a down year last year offensively. I know he wasn't very good. He's had an okay spring training. The track record is pretty good before this year. I think he can be a solid utility guy off the bench, be like what you hoped IKF would be with the Yankees. Griffin, you can quote this. I don't know what you want to do with this, but I want Santiago Espinal as the Yankees backup infielder. I would love the addition. I think he makes a lot of sense for the team. He's a veteran guy. He's played enough to be valuable. I'm going to look at the underlying stuff in terms of sprint speeds and make sure everything's still there. But I would love Santiago Espinal as a buy low. He gets cut and the Yankees pick him up, or they trade him to us for nothing. And then the Yankees pick him up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, his sprint speed, he's a little slow. Never mind. Maybe that's not great. But he provides decent base running value. His base running isn't awful. His bat isn't awful. I mean, last year was awful. And his defense is playable. It's playable at multiple positions. I would invite this. I would invite this. I would do this any day of the week if I was the Yankees. I would do this in a heartbeat. So, I think he's a solid fit. I think Espinal will make a lot of sense for the Yankees. El Caballo, dude. I think that might is that his nickname? Is Santiago Espinal's nickname? We're gonna go on a little bit of an adventure. I know he's Dominican, so I love me a little bit of Santiago Espinal. And I had I had a buddy of mine back in not even middle school, elementary school. Last name was SB now. So, good memories. See, is there a nick? Usually Baseball Reference has a nickname kind of thing. I don't see anything here that says like Caballo, but hey, shit, we'll see. But I'll start swinging around some guys that I didn't say hi to. Tim King of Jordans, what's up, my man? I hope you're having a good night. Alberto Mondesi, he's way too injury prone. He's not a reserve piece. He never plays. He never plays. He's just not. He's a talented player, but he just doesn't play. He'd have to be a minor league deal. There's a reason I think nobody signed him. He legitimately just never, ever, ever, ever plays. So yeah. Salute Ryan. Donnie, my man, I hope you're having a good night. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. And I hope you're having a good night. Is Shane Bieber the opening day starter they could be talking about? Absolutely not. They're not trading for Shane Bieber, Marco. I hate to kind of burst everybody's bubble here, but I don't think it's happening. I think if the Yankees were going to get Dylan Cease, Shane Bieber, I think we'd hear more noise on that front, especially considering where the Guardians are at, where the Yankees are at, what Andy Martino said about additions, and kind of he doesn't really think it's going to be anybody massive. And as of right now, it doesn't look like the Yankees are going to end up adding somebody. So, he didn't say that part, but I'm saying that part. So, yeah. Showman's the new ace. Welcome to the world of Cashman and Boone. That's not true. I mean, I don't know what you want them to do. Gerrit Cole he might have torn his UCL. It's not his fault. Why would you Clevenger or Lorenzen? This price doubles like Snow and Monty? I don't want them. So trust me. I don't want them at all. I don't want them at all. Nestor and Rodon still concern me. I agree. I 100% agree. They concern me. I have faith, The Yankees need to sign Monty or Snell because Bieber is injury prone as well. They're not doing that. They're not signing either of them. So, yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Just like Jesus Luzardo. I like Jesus Luzardo, but I don't think that would happen. Forget it, infield. We need to add a starter. I don't think they're going to add a starter, Nelson. Ty, long time no see. I hope you're doing well, my man. I hope you're doing well. Ryan, it's nice. Let the kids play. I would love to see Warren get an opportunity to start. Let's see. Do you think Cole needs Tommy John? I don't think so. But I'm not a doctor. I am not Dr. Neil Atash. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not him. I'm not a doctor. I haven't looked at the medicals. I would not know. I would not know. I cannot know. All I can do is give you an educated guess. My educated guess is that I think that he's not going to need it, but who knows, right? Who knows? What if it's revealed that he does? I can't do anything about that. I really can't. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. Let the kids play. Let the kids play indeed. Marnaccio's stuff is plummeted, man. 9.25 ERA this spring. Yeah, he's awful. He's really terrible. Abnormally bad. It's unfortunate. I like the guy, but he's awful. It is what it is. He's just terrible. It is what it is. I don't know if he's going to probably need Tommy John. Don't like the medical staff still. Well, this isn't the medical staff. So, this is... there are a lot of doctors who looked at stuff. I don't know. I don't think we can sit here and claim that... I don't think we can sit here and start pinning it and saying, oh my God, the medical staff, this and that. We don't know. We don't know. And I think we don't know is a key variable here. We don't know what's up. We don't know what's up with him. We haven't seen his medicals. Everything that's been reported thus far has said, everyone has reportedly said that there's no tear in the UCL based off of stuff, based on what people saw. And I don't want to give you guys false information. I don't want to give you guys false hope, but I also don't want to give you guys a false sense of panic. And it would be a false sense of panic for me to tell you guys that the Yankees are out of the woods, that he's about to get hurt, that he is hurt. with a torn UCL. He is obviously hurt. Stuff of that nature. So, yeah, it's a fluid situation, but it's looking like he can avoid it. Just don't like multiple opinions. When I had multiple opinions, because that's have multiple opinions when I tore my meniscus and my knee. Well, think of it from this perspective, Donnie. We're talking about a $300 million player. If the Yankees were like, oh, there's no tear in the UCL, just shut him down, he's fine, then that would be an issue. Now, John Heyman, who I know John Heyman's hit or miss, but John Heyman is very close with Scott Boras because, of course, he is. It's the reason why he's always like, Blake Snell, great pitcher. Jordan Montgomery, great pitcher. Why the Yankees trade for Dylan Cease? Stuff like that. He said that Yankee doctors thought that he could use rest and rehab to get through that injury, and that a shutdown would kind of nip it in the butt. But I also think that we need to find out why the inflammation happened. Why does Gerrit Cole have elbow inflammation? Why does Gerrit Cole have an elbow issue? What is wrong? Now, MRIs have about I think it's a 97% sensitivity rate, which means that there's like a 3% chance. There's like a 3% chance that they missed the tear. It's likely that they know what's wrong, or not that they know what's wrong. It's likely that they know kind of like, how do I put this? It's likely that whatever he's going through, him being Gerrit Cole, it's likely that it isn't a tear of the UCL. The fact that he mentioned not having an acute pain is interesting. There's going to be something wrong. Like, I also think that's the important thing to note here, too. I'd be stunned if there wasn't something wrong with the elbow, considering there's pain and he's been pitching for so long. It's not a natural emotion. You know, he described it as the feeling after he throws 100 pitches or something like that, right? If I'm not mistaken, guys, I think that's the exact verbiage he used. You know, I don't think it's impossible to say that, you know, something could have been up. You know, something is up, and that we need to, view it. We need to take it seriously. We need to shut him down and try to figure out what's wrong. I just don't think we need to be so quick to find a resolution or quick to find what the problem is. I think we need to give it time, let things kind of play out the way they're going to play out. And yeah, I don't want to rush this. I don't think it's going to help the Yankees to rush this. It would only serve to hurt them, to make their roster worse, to complicate his long-term future, stuff of that nature. So yeah. If it sticks, it sticks. Yeah, the name sticks. Fuck it. Ryan, what do you think the Yanks had on the table for Cease to get started with Hampton? I don't know. I don't know what it started with. I don't know what it was exactly. It's tough because, like, I don't know. I can't give you guys a confident answer on that. You know, it's tough for me to give you guys a confident answer because I don't exactly know what they were willing to offer, what they wanted to offer, what they were going to offer in terms of like what their price point was, who their untouchables were. We know Spencer Jones is an untouchable, but his behind the scenes is Will Warren untouchable, is Chase Hampton untouchable, is Roderick Arias untouchable, so on and so forth. So I don't know what their offer was. I don't know if they even had an offer on the table. So, or I don't know if they had an offer, how recently they had an offer on the table. So yeah. Let's see. Alberto Mondesi would be a great backup infielder, outstanding speed and glove, switch hitter power. He is back from injury. Yeah, I've got to see it. I've got to see him stay healthy. He's never healthy. He's just never healthy, man. He's just never healthy. Then he says, others, hit that like and subscribe. Yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and yeah, make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe. If you guys are not following on Twitter and you guys are watching on Twitter, make sure you guys follow there as well. And yeah, no, thank you guys. Please, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching. We're about 30 minutes through this, and we're going to keep bumping through. So yeah. Bieber has too many injury concerns as well. I agree. There are injury concerns. I have some injury concerns there. So yeah. I think that there are too many injury concerns for me to say he's definitely a guy, but I think that I would say I would have no problem with that. I would 100% bring him in. No questions asked. I just don't know what the price tag would be. I think it's probably going to be too high. Warren is good. We don't need anybody else. Let him play and we can develop further. I like Warren. I would like to go to Will Warren. That's what I'm looking at, So, yeah. Ryan, I say let the kids play. I agree. Will Warren is good. We need to let him develop, let them play and let him develop from here. Yeah. Cole's probably going to need Tommy John, but that's my opinion. Hey, whatever. Look, down the road that could happen, right? I don't know. So, I'm just going to sit here and kind of give you guys what we know. And what we know is that right now the UCL is intact. And he's currently undergoing a second opinion with doctor, and you guys gave me the pronunciation somewhere here. Where is it? Latroche, Elatroche. Yeah, Elatroche. I don't know. It's just tough. It's just, we'll wait and see. Hal named Warren as somebody they didn't want to trade to play the kid. It's just silly. I agree. I fully agree. If you name a guy as, I don't want to trade him, we're not going to trade him, which is fine. Play him. Pitch him. Let him impact this team in a positive manner. Let him bring this team something they desperately need, which is a quality starting pitcher. That's where I'm at on this. That's where I'm at on this. Really, I'm being serious. Ryan, I'm glad that Baltimore didn't get Cease, though. Yeah, I'm glad that our division rival didn't get him. For sure. Imagine Burns and Cease. Wow, yeah. Bradish, too. Grayrod. I mean, they would crush teams. Why is Stroman not pitching on opening day? They're going to start Nestor or Schmidt over Nestor, Schmidt over Stroman. Has good. They should have pitched Stroman against the Astros. He pitches a lot of innings when he starts. It's because of the fact that you don't want to mess up his schedule. That's really it. You just don't want to mess up his schedule. And I completely understand why they don't want to mess up his schedule. So, yeah, it's really where I'm at there. Will Blake Snell sign a contract? Yeah, not the Yankees, though. Latroche, yep. Sign one. He should sign a 1 year. I would sign a 1 year deal with an option. He's not taking that from the Yankees because the Yankees aren't giving him that. T-Beats, throwback to when real people didn't want to trade Marinaccio for Chas McCormick. Yeah, I fucking remember when I put out that article. And to give you guys context, I want to give you guys a little bit of what my psyche was during that article. I thought to myself, Astros fans are probably not going to like this because it's probably not a very fair offer for the Astros. They should ask for Michael King for Chas McCormick. And looking back on it, was that a great take? Maybe not. I mean, Michael King for Chas McCormick, even though Michael King became a pretty good starter, is still a deal that you would make if you're the Yankees, but that would have hurt your chances of getting Juan Soto. So, maybe that's something I should look back on and say, but Marinaccio for McCormick, I mean, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? People didn't watch, Yankee fans didn't want to trade Chas McCormick. They didn't want to trade for Chas McCormick. They didn't want to trade Ron Marinaccio for Chas McCormick. I don't, people are interesting. People are interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Still sign a 1 year with an option. Again, I don't think that's happening for the Yankees. I think Will Warren can have a Tanner Bibby season. Yeah, for sure. I think he could be a quality starting pitcher out of his rookie year. He's got the depth of arsenal. I think he's got the feel, the poise, the maturity. He's got everything for him to be that kind of guy. Stroman wants to start the first game in New York. F that. Boone needs to grow a pair, make him the opening day starter. You can't just move a guy's schedule around. You just can't. You can't tell a pitcher, yeah, we're going to pitch you on short rest. Yeah, we're going to throw off your whole routine. That's how you get guys hurt. Brian, I know, it comes off as him just doing what he wants. He's got to do whatever he needs to do to be ready. Whether we want to hear that or not, he's got to do whatever he needs to do to make sure his team is ready. And I think that's having Stroman pitch the third game of the year on a normal rest, on a normal schedule, and not on some weird abbreviated schedule. Cole's the best pitcher on the planet, and he never complains. It's not like Stroman's complaining. So, yeah. Ryan, bringing Beater and Warren up, then what? I think okay, let me map out what I think Beater is going to stay in AAA, or I think I would keep Beater in AAA, Warren at the major league level, and then go Poteet and Weaver as your back end starters, your back end bullpen depth, and then you go Birdie, guys of that, Birdie, Hamilton, Ferguson, Gonzalez, Loaiza go home. So that's what I would do, and then keep Beater in AAA so you can continue to build up. If he doesn't need TJ, do you think the team's performance could determine how much they want to rush him? It shouldn't. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the Yankees. I can't speak on that, but it shouldn't. The Yankees should rest him however they need to rest him. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. That's where I look. That's how I look at it. Can't tax Beater and Warren's arms. Oh no, their arms are going to be taxed. You're gonna have to use them. I'm just saying, you know, you can't have both of them. You can't have one of them in a reliever role and then ask them to start. So you've got to have one of them as a starter and the other one in AAA. That's the way I look at it. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, Ryan should have had Cease when he had a chance. No, you had a chance when by giving up to Spencer Jones. Absolutely not. Like Bieber with the Blake connection. Yeah, I like that too. I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know what we're getting with Bieber. His velocity's up, so that's something that's encouraging. That's the only untouchables to me are Jones and Dominguez. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I would give up Chase Hampton the right deal. I just wouldn't give up Chase Hampton, Will Warren, Spencer Jones, and Dominguez. So yeah. Everyone else, let's talk. That's fair. Mike Pellegrino. What about Monty? I don't think the Yankees are signing Jordan Montgomery. So yeah. That's like people wanted to trade Robbie Ray for DJ. I didn't know people wanted to do that. I mean, I would consider that. I don't know. I'd think about it. No. Warren Beater better be good this year. Hopefully. I mean, I don't think they've got to be good. They've got to be solid, good enough, all right, capable. You know, those are the words I'd throw. Sufficient. Helps you win. Stuff of that nature. Those kinds of words are the words I'm throwing around when it comes to a rookie. Can't expect dominance from a rookie. That would be insane. We don't expect dominance from rookies. We expect good from rookies. We expect competent, learning curves, progression, stuff of that nature. But you're not going to expect dominant elite production in year one, right? Like I think that's crazy. I think that would be crazy. I'm not saying you're suggesting that they need to be dominant. I'm just saying I think that would be an unrealistic expectation. We should release Martin Arnaccio. He has minor league options, so no, they should not. Think Stroh starts because people don't trust Rodon. He's not starting on opening day, so yeah. Yankees shouldn't rush Cole at all. I agree. Ryan, did you see that video of the New York Post reporter? It wasn't a New York Post reporter, but they obtained the video, so I don't know who exactly it was. But the video of him hounding Cole, yeah, it's bullshit. It's funny, but like, it's fucked up. I don't think that should happen. I just don't think that should be like a thing we should normalize as a society. That's a different conversation. Do you think the Jabba rules with Warren or Beater? Fuck no. Those were weird. Those were fucking weird. Yankees will probably get Michael Lorenzen soon. Can't hurt, right? It can. Because I don't think he's better than Will Warren. I think he'll lose you games. I think he'll lose you more games than Will Warren would. So, yeah. That's really where I'm at with this. Ryan, we need number 28 this season. I agree. Cole's getting other options in LA. Yep. Ron Duffney. Hi, Ron. I hope you're having a good evening. Hope you're having a good night, my man. Hope all is well on your end. Let's see what else we got. But yeah, I mean, look, if you guys ask me, I think the New York Yankees should, end up going to a guy like Will Warren, make him your fifth starter, because then you can go. And look, this is just based on how good I think they are, not the order they're going to start them. Rodon, Stroman, Cortez, Schmidt, and Warren is going to get me through the year. Not the year. Going to get me through the first half. You just need to live through the first half. That's been my MO. You need to live through the first half, because then at the deadline, you can acquire guys who can help your team, and you can assess who's hurt and assess the damage of stuff of that nature. And again, I think the guy that kind of fits that profile for me is Will Warren. I think Will Warren gets you through a season. I think Will Warren gets you through. He can get you through the year. He can get you through a good portion of this season. He's a good pitcher. So yeah, pay double for Lorenzo and Clevenger. Come on, I agree. They're not good. I don't think they're good. I hope they don't throw a bullpen game opening day. I agree. Sorry, opinions in LA. Yeah, I heard. What happens to Warren after Cole comes back? The way I would look at it is here's kind of where I'm at. The Yankees have to you have to realize another guy's going to get hurt, right? Like we didn't expect Gerrit Cole to have an elbow injury, and it happened. Another guy's going to get hurt, guys. Cortez and Rodon and Stroman and Schmidt and hell, even Warren, one of those guys are going to be banged up for a little bit. One of those guys might struggle. You kind of just have to see how the season goes, and then we can adjust from there. I have no problem. Like, I would want, like, in a perfect world, you have 6 good starting pitchers. It's a perfect world. It's a great world. It's an unbelievable world to live in. It's one you want to live in. It's one where you can, we got 6 good starting pitchers. Maybe we deal one of them at the deadline and get a surplus, whatever it may be. So yeah, I just, I think the New York Yankees should look at this situation and say, all right, for the most part, we know that Will Warren can help this team. Just play him, pitch him, let him, if he's an untouchable, pitch him. I think he's more than capable of being a reliable 5th starter, help your team, give you guys a chance to win. And then we'll see from there. What if he doesn't pitch well? Then it's an easy decision. What if he pitches well and somebody gets hurt? Again, an easy decision. What if he pitches well, somebody gets hurt, and then, this, and that. Like, things are going to happen, guys. Shit is going to happen. Like, that's just it. Stuff constantly happens. We didn't think Gerrit Cole would have this injury, and then he did. Like, that's kind of the point I want to get across here. Guys are going to get hurt. Stuff is going to happen. People are going to underperform. Things are going to happen that shouldn't happen. And it is what it is. So, yeah. Let's see. We get Cole on tonight. I keep rushing to see a Cole update, but I feel like the only update we can get on Cole tonight would be surgery. Other surgery, I think we wait till tomorrow. If it's surgery, we would find out tomorrow too. I don't think it would be a tonight thing. I think Brian Cashman would want to announce that to the media. Let me kind of make one thing clear. If the Yankees lose Gerrit Cole, like if something happens with Gerrit Cole in terms of if something happens to Gerrit Cole in terms of I guess the best way to look at it would be if something were to happen with his elbow and it snaps and something's awful and something's wrong and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? You know what I mean? This is what you do. You're gonna get an announcement from Mr. Brian Cashman himself. I know that's kind of like it sounds doomsday-ish. But yeah, if he's hurt, you're gonna find out from Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman will make that announcement. Brian Cashman will have a press conference. We'll find out from Brian Cashman. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. I think that's how I look at it. I think if we find out that Brian Cashman schedules a press conference tomorrow, I'd be terrified. I'd be shaking my boots. Cole probably injury worse than we think. We don't know that. How many games do you think Aaron Judge plays this year? 135? Yeah. They'll probably bring up Beater, Warren, evaluate them at the deadline. They can't bring up both. They can, but they're not going to. And they shouldn't. I don't think they should, to clarify. I don't think that it's a wise decision to do that. But we are the Yankees. Yeah, I think we should sign Snell, but that's not going to happen. This decision gives me 2019 vibes, high upside, but they could be terrible. They could be downright awful, but we'll have to wait and see. Need Snell or Monty. I don't know if we need them. Even with Cole not hurt. Cole holds the rotation in order. Judge's toe cost 65 games last year. Yankees made. I mean, look, I just want you guys to understand the Yankees are not going to they're not going to bring in They're not going to bring in Blake. They're not going to bring in Blake Snell. They're not going to bring in Jordan Montgomery. I know that you guys don't want to hear that, but I'm just going to keep telling you they're not going to do it. They're just not. I don't see a world where that happens. I just don't. I just don't. I just don't. So yeah, take that as however you want to. Poorly, positively, whatever you want to, however that resonates for you. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's happening. I'm gonna continue to pound the table that that's not happening. So yeah, Yankees made $100 million last year. You're telling me stuff that I don't disagree with. Yeah, the Yankees should just spend more money because they could. They're not going to though. That's just it is what it is, I don't think Blake Snell, Joe Montgomery is ready yet because of what Boris has done with them. Yeah, so they're not ready for opening day. That's another aspect of this. They're not ready. They're not going to be ready for opening day. And yeah, I don't think they're going to be ready for opening day. So yeah. Don't bring in Snell or trade and then game over. You don't know this. Like you just don't. We don't know. We really don't know. We don't know how long Cole's gone. We don't know what's going to go on with this team. We don't know how some of these guys are going to pitch. We don't know what's going to happen with Rodon. We don't know what's going to happen with Stroman. We don't know what's going to happen with Cortez. We don't know who their fifth starter even is. We don't know how good their fifth starter is going to be. We just don't know. And I think that's something we just have to be not comfortable with it, but we don't know. We don't know. That's all. You just have to be able to say, all right, guys, we don't know. We don't know what's wrong. We don't know how severe it is. We know the UCL is intact right now. We know that initial testing revealed that the UCL is intact. That's the wording I'm gonna stick with. Not that the UCL is intact, but that initial testing has suggested that. So yeah, that's where I'm at there. Ryan, what going to pivot to then? I don't know. We don't know. The only way that they make a trade or signing is if Cole's out for the entire year. Even then, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if they will. I don't think they're going to sign Blake Snell regardless. Remember when the Yankees got to the World Series without Verlander in 2021? Yeah, they went to the ALCS without Verlander, entering the year without like anybody outside of Verlander who could be that guy, and they went to Game 7 of the ALCS. And if Altuve wasn't the worst defender ever, they probably win that series. And they might have won the World Series. So, I'm not saying this to say the Yankees are going to win the World Series because they don't have Gerrit Cole, but you just kind of have to let these games play out. I just want, people just need to listen to that. You just need to let the games play out. Let the games play out. Let shit happen. Let the season go on. Let the games play themselves. Let the Yankees win or lose or struggle or succeed or flounder or flourish or take steps forward or take steps back or get surprise years in a good way or get surprise years in a disappointing manner. We just don't know. We really don't. Did anyone think Carlos Rodon was going to have like an 8 ERA last year? Absolutely not. Did we think that Rodon, this Cortez was going to have a 4 ERA, 4 or 5 ERA? No projection system had those two things happening. Did you think that, Clark Schmidt and Domingo Germán were going to be making more starts than Frankie Montas and Carlos Rodon? No, that wasn't, Did you think that Rizzo was going to have an awful year? He had a great first half, and then he got hit by Tatis and concussion, and he wasn't the same. Stain went from an all-star to going to use this word, and I don't mean to insult anybody, but he was awful. He was a bum. He was terrible. Judge crashed into a wall. I mean, even on the positive side, Michael King, who the fuck imagined Michael King would be that good, right? Like, that just happened, Johnny Brito, the way he looked out of the bullpen, who knew that was going to happen? Ian Hamilton. Holy shit, Ian Hamilton, right? Oh my God, he was like the second best reliever on the team. Marinaccio, what happened to him? He just got awful. Stuff happens either one way or another. Just let this year play out. Did you guys think the Diamondbacks were going to make the World Series? Did you guys think that a Texas Rangers team without Jacob deGrom and then they trade for Scherzer and Scherzer's both bad and hurt, they were going to win the World Series like that? Things happen. You just don't know. I don't like this kind of definitive absolutes of this is what's going to happen to the Yankees this year, and we know this for a fact. They're projected to be a good team still, and we'll wait and see and kind of figure out the prognosis with Gerrit Cole and figure out if things happen poorly for him here. So yeah. Clevenger or Lorenzen? Baseball-wise, I think Clevenger's better, but no, I don't want any of these. I don't want either. PR lies. This is not PR. This is reporting. It's different. Like Andy Martino's not a PR guy. So yeah. Boris is loving this. He's not, because the Yankees are still not going to sign him. Him being Snell. And they're obviously not going to sign Monty. Remember when they signed Mark Teixeira out of nowhere? Yeah, I guess. But I don't think that's happening. Rodon has to be an ace soon or trade him. You're not. If he's bad, you can't trade him because no one's going to want him. Judge is a team with the toe for the rest of his career. I don't know. I mean, I just, give it time, Soto 1 year, we need an all-in mentality, or Boone is done last year, that contract. I just give it time. Ryan Boone, this was supposed to be World Series or bust, and it's starting. It's not off to a great start because Cole is obviously, on the IL, or going to be on the IL. I don't know. I don't think you got. I think we're already assuming nothing can fix this and that things are going to be. I don't know. I just don't think it's as bad as you guys are. Losing Cole would be that bad for the whole year. If it's the whole year, it's that bad. But right now, he hasn't torn his UCL. So, that's what I got for you guys. He hasn't torn his UCL. And I think that's an important thing to point out. I think it's an important thing to notice. I think that's an important thing to talk about. I'm not going to give you guys the misinformation. So, yeah. I have an article I'm going to have coming out, I think tomorrow, regarding Will Warren. I'll put up more content about that stuff. Mr. Clark Schmidt's going tomorrow. That'll be a nice start to see what he does. Facing I don't know who he's facing. I don't know who we're playing tomorrow. We're playing we're playing the Pirates. Yes, we're hosting the Pirates. And then Saturday is the Yankees. They're playing the Blue Jays. I think Cortez is on the mound. No, he's pitching a simulated game. Who's pitching Saturday? Luis Gil's pitching Saturday, starting Saturday. We'll see if he gets into the fifth inning. He might be a guy that they consider for a starting job. And then the next thing that is important about Saturday, obviously, yes, Judge being back, but the futures game, the Yankees are going to have play that minor league futures game. I don't know who's starting. I can't tell you guys who's starting. I don't know if they've even talked about that publicly. I don't know if Aaron Boone's going to manage that game. I don't know if it's going to be a minor league guy who manages that game. Everything's kind of TBD, 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 and TBD. So, we hope that Judge is back in the lineup. That's the big one for me. If Judge is back in the lineup, that's what matters. If he's back in the lineup, then we're good. That's really where I'm at. Yankees need pitching for sure. Yeah, look, I love pitching. I'm just telling you guys they're not going to add it. I'm telling you guys it's not happening. I'm telling you guys they're not getting a quality starting pitcher right now. Michael Lorenzen's not a quality starting pitcher. He's not. So he doesn't count as that. And I don't want them to bring him in because Will Warren's right there for the grabbing. Let the White Sox do that. Doesn't need to be the Yankees. Can't win the East with what the Yankees have. Again, you just don't know. You just don't. I also just saw somebody suggest, not on here, but on Twitter, suggest that we should bring in Herman, and if we do, I will blow my brains out on a live stream. Are they signing Solano? No, I just put him here because he's the guy on the market that I think makes the most sense for utility role. Hate to burst your bubble, Nicolas. Sorry, bud. But yeah. Haven't signed Solano. Yeah, they have not signed Solano. And I don't know if they're going to sign Solano. I don't know. I think a trade might be likely. Again, I'm going to shout out my dog. Bobby Malone, because Bobby Malone, I think the Yankees will trade for Edmundo Sosa because it would be the funniest thing in the world for Bobby Malone to be the first person on that, So yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's see. He lives 2 doors down. I'm in Florida. Tell him to fucking sign with the Nicolas. Tell him to sign with the Yankees, please. Please tell him to sign with the Yankees. Please. 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 I just said I'd blow my brains out if we brought in Herman. So I do not want Domingo Herman. I don't want Domingo Germán. So obviously I don't want Trevor Bauer. Yeah. Will Warren opening day start? Hold on. And we got 5 minutes before we wrap up. We got to be locked in for this one. Look, I'm going to give you guys some optimism. So everybody listening to this, there's 470 people in this chat right now on Twitter and on YouTube combined. Thank you guys, first and foremost, for stopping by. We appreciate you guys. But number two, right now, we don't know what's wrong with Gerrit Cole. And if the Yankees lose Gerrit Cole, it would be a huge deal. It would be traumatic. It'd be awful if they lose Gerrit Cole for the entire season. And I would cry my eyes out. I am not out on the Yankee season. I refuse to be out on the Yankee season. I will never be out on the Yankee season until they're mathematically eliminated from the postseason. They have Aaron Judge. They have Juan Soto. You kind of hope that the rest of the rotation can figure it out, and you hope that you can find somebody at the deadline, and you hope that Gerrit Cole's UCL is intact. There's a lot of hope in those statements, but there's a lot of hope that goes into winning a World Series. I've seen worse teams with worse injuries suffered. I've seen the Braves win a World Series without Ronald Acuna Jr. I've seen the Rangers lose a World Series without Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer. I've seen teams with pitchers they really thought they were going to rely on make it to the dance, win it all, and get the job done. In 2021, the Houston Astros didn't have Justin Verlander, and guess what? They got to the World Series. They lost, but they got there. That's farther than we've gone in any of these years. Looking at 2020. I mean, how the Dodgers weren't this perfectly healthy roster. They had injuries too. Everybody's got injuries. Everybody loses guys. Key guys, important guys they can't be without. And they still find a way to win it all. They still find a way to get there. They still find a way. And this Yankee team, whether you guys like it or not, is going to fight, claw, scratch, and find a way. And guys are going to have to step up. And there are a lot of guys in this team with a lot to prove. Carlos Rodon doesn't want to be known as a loser in New York. He's got too much pride, too much of a chip on his shoulder. He wants a title. He wants 28. I know he wants 28. And I know he's going to pitch his ass off this year. Stroman was a quality starting pitcher. He doesn't really have to change anything. He just has to show up and stay healthy. And Cortez, I believe in Cortez as well. The fastball's right where it should be in terms of movement profile. It's better than where it was last year. I think he'll be back. Not at 2.44 ERA, but a good pitcher. Yankees just need a good pitcher. Will Warren, the Yankees must pitch Will Warren as their fifth starter. Will Warren is probably one of the more talented minor league pitchers I've seen come through the Yankee organization. The depth of his arsenal. He has an advanced arsenal for a guy his age. He's got great stuff. He can do this. Clark Schmidt was an above average starter over his last 20 starts. His stuff looks better, crisper, the velocity's up, the sequencing is better. This could be a guy who takes that step forward. The bullpen's going to be great. The lineup's going to mash. They're going to hit like they're going to hit. If they have the 10th best rotation in baseball, and if they're the 10th best pitching staff in baseball, they'll win a lot of games. And when they get to the deadline, maybe they get Cole back, and maybe they get a starter. And oh man, that team's going to be fucking scary. I am not going to look at spring training, at opening day, and say the season is over. The season is over when they're mathematically eliminated. I want you guys to hear this. I want you guys to understand this. When they're mathematically eliminated, that is when they're out. Until then, the season's on, everything's on the table, and this team's got a chance to compete. I believe in this team, and I'm going to continue to believe in this team. I'm not going to give you guys this mopey, oh, I hate being a Yankee fan. Oh, I hate the Yankees. Oh, stupid Yankees. It's Yankee baseball. We got Yankee baseball coming around in about 14 days. 14 short days. Juan Soto, in all of his glory, will be hitting second. And Aaron Judge, the greatest hitter on the planet, the best home run hitter in the world, the biggest superstar in baseball outside of Shohei Ohtani is going to be hitting right behind him. This is a duo you just don't see. The best OBP and the best power hitter back to back. They're going to crush. Verdugo, LeMahieu, Wells, Volpe should deepen this lineup. Rizzo looks good. He looks like he's where he should be. Stanton's got a chip on his shoulder. We'll see what he gives us. Glaber had a really good year last year. This lineup could be fucking scary. Could be scary. That bullpen's nasty. I mean, we just found a guy who just threw 100 miles an hour off the streets. Nick Birdie. Half you guys didn't even know Nick Birdie existed. Throws 100 miles an hour. It's just what this team does. Get me right with Luis Heel, or get me right with Clayton Beeter, or get me right with Will Warren. One of those three guys can step up and give you innings. I prefer it to be Will Warren, but we'll wait and see. And as of right now, Gerrit Cole's UCL is intact. The season's not over. The season's not done. The season's just starting. The Yankees are on a chase to win 28. And they'll do it with or without Gerrit Cole. That remains to be seen. But I give you guys this. They will compete, and I am not out on this team. That's what I got for you guys. I'm not out. I'm not out. I'm not a loser. I'm not out. I'm never out. I'm always in. I'm ride or die with these fucking guys. We play 162 games. We play 162 glorious, beautiful 9-inning or more baseball games. The way that, we play to win. We play to win games. I will not give up. I will not. Is what it is. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Yankees. That's where I'm at. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Yankees. Get me right this year. Get me right. Get me right this year. I promise you guys that. Get me right this year. If you guys enjoyed today's live stream, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that stuff. We appreciate you guys stopping by. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate you guys, talking it up with us. You guys are the best. We'll talk more tomorrow. We'll talk more regarding this team, all that stuff. And yeah. We'll wait and see what happens there. We'll wait and see how the Yankees kind of respond to this. We'll see how Cole's UCL is. We'll get updates, and we'll keep you guys posted. We have Sam and Aiden are doing great work. They're currently in Tampa right now, or in Florida, excuse me. And they're traveling to go watch games and get you guys the content you deserve. So please check out Fireside Yankees on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course this YouTube page. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys check out Fireside Bets, because we got some great content going out there. We got a Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and a YouTube page. Check all that out. Again, at Fireside Bets. I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees. You can follow me at Ryan Garcia. Yes, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.